Okay, so now you have a general idea what an interesting research question is and how you should approach formulating it. Now let's move to the methodology part and have a look what we need to do to make sure that we can give a compelling answer. And there are generally 4 aspects of a compelling answer. And the first aspect is that there are no alternative explanations for your results. Ideally, there should be only one way to interpret your results so that you can draw a clear conclusion. And the most important part of your methodology to make sure that there are no alternative explanations is the research design part. By designing your research in a smart way, you can make sure that alternative explanations are ruled out. So we're going to talk about this in a lot more detail in the research design section of this course. Then the second aspect of a compelling answer is that you have accurate measurements, which means that your measurements really measure what they are supposed to measure and also that they measure it with the highest possible precision. And we're going to talk about that in a lot more detail in the section on measurements. Then the third aspect is that you have external validity, which means that your study is set up in a way that you can generalize your findings to the bigger world. And for that, it's necessary that the setting of your study is realistic. For example, if you are testing a treatment, then it's important that the treatment is applied in the same way it will be applied in the future in the bigger world. And for external validity, it's also important that your sample is representative of the population. And for that, we need to make sure that your data is collected in a way that your sample will be representative of the population. And we're going to talk about that in a lot more detail in the data collection section of this course. And then the fourth aspect is reliability, which means that your findings are reliable in the sense that if you did your study a second time, you would get the same result. And we're going to talk about that in a lot of detail in the data analysis section. Okay, so these are the 4 aspects of a compelling answer. And now the next question is, how do we do this? How can we design our methodology in a way that we fulfill all of these criteria? And that is essentially what the whole rest of this course is about. In the rest of this course, I will walk you through research design, measurements, data collection, data analysis, all the way to interpreting your data and drawing a compelling conclusion. So let's get into this, and I see you in the next lecture.